Coach Dykes, you're the quarterback's coach. Could you first talk about Matt Scott, who signed today? What you like about him and what kind of future he has here at Arizona?
Well, I think the most impressive thing about Matt is just kind of kid he is. You know, I think you look at the recruitment of Matt. You know, he committed to us early and you know, stuck with it. You know, had a lot of good schools coming after him. You know, when Rich Rodriguez went to Michigan, they tried to make a run at him, and you know, and a bunch of schools I know showed interest in him. And so he's a kid that, you know, that I think the first thing that stands out is just what kind of person he is. You know, he comes from a great family. His parents are good people, and you know, did a great job of staying loyal to us. As far as the player goes, he's a, you know, he's a kid that can, you know, make plays, obviously throwing the football, and can make some plays with his feet. I think it'll give us a little bit different dimension maybe than what we've had. I think he's a really athletic guy and a smart kid and very dedicated, and, you know, one of those kind of guys that's a winner and you want on your football team. And so, you know, we're real excited about him and look forward to a lot of great things from him.
Okay, you were able to sign 2 running backs. You lost one. You know, the running back recruiting was kind of rough this year, but you ended up signing Keola Antolin out of Las Vegas, and also kind of late Greg Nwoko out of Texas. Could you talk about them? They're almost kind of like a little thunder and lightning package for you.
Yeah, I think it really that's a pretty good way of putting it. I think you look at Greg's a big physical guy. You know, he's a guy that you know, got a lot of early recruitment on him, and you know, a lot of other people offered him in the fall. Played on a very successful high school football team. You know, I think that's the great thing when you look at a lot of these kids is, you know, Matt Scott, for example, you know, played in the California State Championship game, and Greg Nwoko played in the championship game in Texas. So those are 2 guys that have come from winning programs, you know how to get things done. And then you look at Keola Antolin as well, a state champion in the state of Nevada. So, you know, those 3 guys, I think, are all guys that, you know, come from winning programs, which I think is critical when you're trying to build a program is to go recruit winners. You know, Greg's a physical guy, you know, runs hard, has good hips for a guy that's as big as he is. I think he's about 220 pounds, and I think he's going to give us a little bit a different dimension maybe than we've had at the running back position. Keola's a guy we got on early and got committed. You know, for us offensively, he's kind of exactly what you want. He's a guy that could play, you know, running back or could play inside receiver for you. Makes a lot of plays in space. You know, very catches the ball very well. Real consistent player. You know, and a guy that just makes a lot of plays. I think that's one thing we looked at on tape with him during the evaluation process is you know, when he had the ball in his hand, good things happened. And, you know, made a ton of plays, and like I said, you know, played for a state championship team in Nevada. So, you know, real excited about him. Think he's, for what we do offensively, he's really the perfect back.
Yeah. You use the wide receivers a lot with this wide open offense. Just like the running back, you got 1 wide receiver out of Texas, 1 wide receiver out of Las Vegas. Can you talk about David Douglas,
yeah,
more of a possession type guy maybe?
Yeah, David's a guy who played at McKinney. You know, I had a chance to see David play, you know, early in his career, and is a guy that kind of caught our attention as a sophomore and was very productive as a receiver as a sophomore at a big district in Texas, you know, at a big-time high school. And then was the leading receiver in the state of Texas his junior year. You know, caught more balls for more yards than anybody in the state, and, you know, and very productive. Had to move to quarterback some his senior year. They were struggling offensively a little bit, couldn't find anybody to get the ball to him, so moved to quarterback, and shows you what kind of unselfish kid he is. You know, he came to our camp. You know, same thing about him. He's a really consistent, polished route runner. He has caught a lot of balls, and he's a better athlete than people think he is. You know, he's averaging close to 20 points a game right now in basketball at McKinney North, which is a really a good basketball program. Play, you know, very competitive. And you know, I was talking to his parents last week. He's a guy, when they send his highlight tape, you know, you watch him and everything looks effortless, and you think, well, he's not very fast or very explosive. You know, on the end of the tape, they had him, you know, 2-hand dunking the basketball. He's got tremendous jumping ability, and I think he's got close to 30 dunks this year in games. And so he's a real explosive guy, and I think really undervalued. He's a guy that I got sold on. I had a chance to see him at the Nike Combine last year, and you know, just his competitiveness and his polish. He was intense, competitive guy that to me stuck out probably as good as anybody that I saw at that Combine.
Yeah. And the last wide receiver, Jerron Kreiner out of Las Vegas, he made physically on the field, off the field, reminds some of De La Sandine or Terrell Reese kind of. Is he that kind of athlete, or?
Yeah, same thing with Deron. He's an excellent basketball player. He's a big guy, 6'3". He's going to end up being a big kid. He's got a big barrel chest, strong guy, real physical, and had, I think, 28 touchdown catches this year, which I've never heard of anybody doing in a year. Was the leading receiver in the state of Nevada, and just a guy that was kind of under the radar as a junior a little bit, and then just really came on his senior year, and again played for another really successful high school team. So I think that goes to show that we're trying to get guys that come from winning programs because they know what it takes to be able to get it done. But he's a great athlete and someone that we're really excited to get on campus because I think he's got a tremendous upside.
Yeah, I don't want to make you talk about all 7 of the offensive line signings. I know I'm going to talk to Beedenbow about those guys, but overall, how important was it to get 6 or 7 guys with the lack of depth and what you want to do and what you want to accomplish on offense? How successful do you think you were getting the type of guys that you wanted?
Well, I think when you're playing a successful program, I think you gotta there's got to be competition for spots, and whether it be receiver, running back, quarterback, or the offensive line, really. You want guys to feel like they've got to play well and compete at the highest level in order to keep their spot, and that's what we're trying to build here is depth, where if someone's not playing as well as they need to or goes down with an injury, we can stick somebody in and keep on rolling. And so it's critical for us to sign some junior college guys, partly because we didn't sign any last year, and then partly because we've had some guys with some injuries and attrition here. We just don't have a lot of numbers on the O-line upperclassmen. So it's important for us to sign a mix of JC guys and high school guys, and really excited about the guys we got. I think they're going to be a good group, a good solid group. The junior college guys, I think, will have a chance to contribute for us next year. And, and the high school guys, I think, all have a chance to really develop into great players. And so, I think we were able to accomplish exactly what we wanted to on that front.
Yeah, well, I'll change my mind and get you to talk about the one guy that you do know. You had a chance to recruit him twice, kind of a late comer in this class, Jamarcus Webb out of Navarro College in Corsicana. Left the University of Texas. You recruited him when you were at Tech. How important is his addition to this class?
I think it's real important. I think for us to go, and recruit that type of player, he's got a tremendous talent. He's a guy that's got a lot of upside. He's, very tall, very long, real athletic guy. Exactly what we're looking for at the tackle position. I think when you can go recruit somebody like that, it's always a feather in your cap for the program, just because he is a guy that really could have gone anywhere he wanted to go in the country. I think he could have called any school and said, "Hey, I'd like to go there," and they would have been happy to take him. So it was good. It was good to get a guy like that, just because I think he has a chance to come in and contribute and help us win next season, and especially at that left tackle position, where we lost our starters. He's going to have his work cut out for him to beat those guys out that are here, because they're working hard every day and improving. But he's a guy that certainly has the ability to do it, and has a lot of potential. And so he's just got to come in and work and learn what we're doing, and hopefully he can translate that potential to to being successful on the field.
Coach Dykes, thank you.
Okay, thanks.